Dr. Rob Steele is a cardiologist with an enormously impressive background. He's been a practicing cardiologist since 1981. He has his medical degree from the University of Michigan. He's the founding member of a firm in Michigan called Michigan Heart PC. And this is a doctors group that employs 35 cardiologists and 300 employees. In other words, the man knows how to build a business. He is challenging John Dingell in the 15th District of Michigan. Now, some months back, it looked like Dingell would once again run away with this. What is he, 84 years old? He's been in the Congress since 1845? Okay. He's been there for a while, since 1955. Is that right, Maxie? 1955, yeah, and his father was in before him? Yeah, okay. So, I mean, this is the family dynasty. John Dingell is the classic tax and spend regulating liberal, okay? I used to have to deal with him when I was working at the Department of Transportation as a kid right out of college. Dingell was I think he was the head of the Commerce Committee back then. And so I had to deal with him back then. One of the most unpleasant people and unresponsive politicians to what the real needs of his district clearly necessitate. So this guy should have been thrown out of office a long time ago, and now we have someone who can actually do it. And Rob Steele's website is on lauraingraham.com. I want a special posting up there, Max. We want to raise some money for Steele in these final weeks, and he joins us now. Dr. Steele, that's a long introduction, but I had to get it out there. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. You got a great show.
Absolutely. Now, I know your district includes Ann Arbor. We're on the WAM in Ann Arbor, so I know a lot of people are listening in the Ann Arbor area, and it's kind of a liberal area, but you have now come from a double-digit deficit in these polls to this Rossman Group poll showing that you're up 4 points, that despite the fact that you're way down in the fundraising compared to Dingell. Is that right?
Well, I appreciate the shout-out on the fundraising there for your listeners, because that's critical, because we know the special interest and the career politician friends there Washington, D.C. wants John Dingell back. There's no question about it. But there's been multiple polls, and while this is the first one that showed me actually ahead in the head-to-head vote, every poll that's been done shows that more people want him retired than returned to office. So, in fact, the fundraising is critical because it's simply a matter of getting our message out and letting people know that they have a viable candidate, because people want him retired.
Yeah, we're looking at these new numbers out today, the new claims for unemployment benefits, new concerns about inflation. China, meanwhile, has its currency reserve soaring because the trade surplus that China has. And meanwhile, we keep returning the same people back to power who regulated our economy and so many of our industries into an incredibly difficult position in the global marketplace. And Dingell is first and foremost. He is a advocate of cap and trade, which of course is cap and tax. What would that do to the already beleaguered Michigan economy, where by the most conservative estimates, unemployment's about 13+%?
Yes, it is, and Michigan has lost half of all the manufacturing jobs that have been lost in the country, and in fact, there are the same number of UAW members in the United States today as there was in 1940. And it's not that the auto industry is actually smaller in the United States; it's just all gone to different areas because the failed policies of John Dingell and some of the people that he works with to get reelected. I mean, not that Thomas Friedman from the New York Times is my usual resource, but Thomas Friedman called John Dingell the single legislator most responsible for the collapse of Detroit.
Well, John Dingell is someone who has no business experience. And tell us what you would do as a cardiologist, someone who's actually started a business, had to make a payroll, 300 employees in your doctor's practice. What's the first thing you would do when it comes to this Obamacare monster?
Well, for the health care bill, it needs to be absolutely repealed, just start over. There are problems in health care. Obviously, I'm very familiar with them, and it's real, but I would liken them more to hangnails, and we've, in fact, got 3 or 4 hangnails. And hangnails are extremely painful for the people who have them, and you can't minimize that. But the fact of the matter is, when you have a hangnail, even if you have one on every finger, you don't cut off your hand, arm, or elbow. You fix the hangnails, and so that's what we need to do. We need to start over. We need to address the specific problems that do exist and take care of them.
Well, there are a number of I'm going to send you a link, Dr. Steele, Well, Max, is it called the repealpledge.com? Is that it? The repealpledge.com? Yeah, this is a group of people who've just, you signed it. Good. It is a fantastic effort to just make sure there's accountability in government. After all, there are a lot of cynical folks out there. I want to play a soundbite for you. This is John Dingell back in March. This was right as the health care vote was approaching. Let's listen.
The last time I had to confront something like this was when I voted for the Civil Rights Bill and my opponent voted against it. At that time, we had a lot of Ku Klux Klan folks and white supremacists and folks in white sheets and other things running around causing trouble.
The opponents of Obamacare apparently just your garden variety KKK members.
Well, he also thinks there's no cure for what's wrong with Michigan, and they're attacking me on all kinds of crazy things about privatizing Social Security and all this, and they've got a lot more money, so they just say whatever they want. And
what do you think about the substance of what he said, Doctor?
Oh well, Jesus, obviously crazy. I mean, they want to cater to their base and try to get people out to vote because they know that the average folks out there that are now, the independents rushing into this process are normal people who are just saying, hey, stop spending my grandkids' money and listen to me. We're the government. We offer the consent. We weren't paying attention, but now we are. It's time to stop this craziness.
Now, how much strain is Obamacare going to put on your practice? I have a lot of friends who are physicians and surgeons and urologists and dermatologists, and they have doctors groups, and they're not going to expand now because of all the different pressures that are going to be put on their businesses. How is it going to affect your practice?
Well, the Dingell-Pelosi care bill, as I refer to it,
he was one of the prime movers.
Is a disaster, and it will make costs explode. It will reduce availability, and access. There's no question. And as an employer, it's going to explode our costs. Our healthcare costs over 5 years, which I'm in charge of the Finance and Benefits Committee, our healthcare costs have been flat actually for 5 years, and our employees pay less than our major competitor employees over at the University of Michigan. So there are ways to do it. The government is taking all those tools away from us, and our costs will definitely explode. So
you are the successful cardiologist with this amazing practice. Why'd you decide to get involved in the nasty, dirty world of politics? What moved you?
Well, that's a simple one. My grandfather marched through Europe in World War I. He joined the Navy in World War II with 4 children at age 42. My dad joined the Navy when he was finished in high school. The day got done, and I just couldn't get to be 80 and look at my grandkids and didn't say I didn't stand up and try to protect your future the way your great grandfather and grandfather did. It was just time to take action. Never been involved before. Went to my first county political convention ever 2 months ago. Been involved with the Heritage Foundation for a long time, so I've been thinking about problems since I was 25, been hooked up with them. But yeah, it was just strictly, I just knew I couldn't get to be older and say I didn't stand up the way my family did for me to help create the opportunity that we've all participated in here, the great, United States, where people, come here with no money in their pocket, nothing on their back, because they know there's a rule of law and a constitutional republic where they can achieve and move forward. And, we've got to work hard to maintain that.
I think you're terrific. I think you're exactly what we need in Washington, D.C., and we're going to do everything we can in these next few weeks to help you, Dr. Steele, but can I get a free EKG out of it or anything?
Absolutely.
Angioplasty or...
Stop by, we'll take you to a football game. We're looking up a little better there, one of your other big commentators was editor of the Law Review here.
Oh yeah, Ann Coulter, my friend.
Yes,
my friend Ann Coulter. Well, yeah, no, she was a huge star at the University of Michigan. It's Ann Arbor is a beautiful place. If you haven't been there, people think Michigan looks like the train station area of Detroit. Michigan is beautiful. I mean, there are just gorgeous parts of Michigan, and the whole state needs and deserves better. And Dr. Steele, it takes guts and it takes resolve to do what you're doing, going up against one of these old liberal war horses. And I just think it's wonderful. We're going to do everything we can to help you. We need practical thinkers, people who've made payrolls and actually are in the medical field, frankly, who know how to do common sense reform. That's what we need. Dr. Steele, keep in touch with us, okay? And we're going to do what we can to help.
Yeah, just send everybody on over to robsteeleforcongress.com, and they can make their donation there. It's fantastic.
Sounds great. I'll call you about the angioplasty.
Yeah, you bet.
All right. Take care. We're going to take a break.